we're live. I guess I should move back over here now. Move my computer. There we go. Okay. All right, now we're live, I think.
Welcome back.
All right. Now the worst part is I can't see my face, so I don't know if I'm like showing my boobs, because that happens sometimes. My first video, I built this, which is a super cute kit. And it's all snapped together. I did one here and I did one when I went to England. And when I recorded it, I had I just want to double check because all the StreamYard people I can see the fun comments and stuff. There's no one here right now. Basically, like I had a camera here and then I had a camera here, but the camera up here didn't record.
Oh.
So all I had was here and all you saw was here.
Oh my gosh.
That is, I think, the highest or the most viewed video.
I was gonna say, I bet those views went up like crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, which certainly garnered me a reputation for sure.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. It reminds me of like a South Park episode or something.
Oh yeah. Oh totally. All right. Let me. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna quickly throw a thing into some groups. Here we go. Oh, there's one human watching. That might be me.
Thanks, Mom.
Hey, Mom. All right, this is gonna be great. This will go much smoother next time, I promise.
Oh yeah. just trial by fire, you know.
It really is. Well, we did when we went to do the live stream for the charity build. We decided to do like a test run, and we built this god awful model, which I think we ended up. I think Stephen was going to blow it up when it was all done.
That's funny.
There we go. I think that's going to show the live stream. Yay!
Awesome.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, I'm thinking this is going to be less of like a chat show and more of we're just going to build and chat while we build because
Sounds good to me. I mean, I got some things. I always got something to build, so I'm always working on something.
What are you working on?
So currently I'm actually doing like a weirdos model kit, and I'm doing the drag hag. It's one I've been wanting to do for a really long time, so I'm super excited about it. But yeah, the priming and just the sanding and the pieces of this kit are like different than anything I've done before. You know, there's definitely a lot of little pieces and stuff like that. Yes. So that's what I'm doing right now. And last night I went ahead and sprayed the like exhaust pipes with like some gloss black.
Nice.
I know what you're thinking. Oh my God, no, not the exhaust. That can't be black. But what I'm gonna do is my dad suggested I go ahead and use these chrome mirror paint pens. So hopefully after I put these on top of the black, it'll give it like a really chrome sheen.
It should. I ended up getting these, believe it or not, from Dollar Tree.
Really?
And I can't find them anymore, but they had them for 5 seconds. I was like, you know what? They're only $1. Well, now they're $1.25. But it's not the dollar store anymore. Now it's the $1.25 store. But yeah, they work really well. It's just you need to seal them afterwards because as pretty as they look, even once you let them dry, if you rub your thumb over it, it's gone.
Yeah, I heard that they take a really long time to dry too. Like that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's my biggest issue is allowing things to dry. I am not a patient person.
Me neither.
Which is funny because, you know, we live in a world where everything's just such instant gratification. It's like, really, I don't want to wait for this to dry now. I really don't. Yeah. But apparently I'm going to. All right, I got to stare at this now because this is going to be turning into a giant Muppet. I got to figure out, like, Am I going to strip the chrome, or am I just going to let the chrome shine through? Am I going to try and paint over the chrome?
Decisions.
Yeah, I kind of have to like stare at this a bit and go, how I had a really great concept. Now it's like, I don't know how I'm supposed to implement this.
And what do you got going right now? What project are you working on?
Oh, well, I literally just opened this.
Oh, wow. Okay. You're doing a motorcycle.
This is, I've built a couple of bikes. But let me go over here. Yeah, this is for a build off for customized models. Which I don't think I invited you to, but I probably should. So Joe, who runs How to Customize Scale Models and a little more, has a bunch of different groups, and apparently someone's trying to call me. They can take off. Of course, now it's just gonna vibrate my phone. We're just gonna work through it. So he's got the how-to group. Then he's got another group that's just called Customized Models. Then he's got Diorama Tricks and Tips, which you're a member of.
Yeah.
And then he also has it's a truck group, the semi-zone, whatever you want to call it. You know, kind of funny.
Semi-zone.
Semi-zone. Yeah, he did that on purpose. So that's all about trucks.
Yeah.
So in customized models, he is doing basically a bike build off. And I've never actually done a build off because I am a slow builder because life happens and I have to put building aside sometimes.
Yeah.
So, but I decided, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to do this. So I went and just found a kit on Amazon that wasn't too expensive. And I was like, I'm going to turn this into a Muppet and I'm going to cover it in this and it's going to look cool. And then I'm like, cause I'm envisioning like, you know, googly eyes and glitter and all of these things to make it look more like a Muppet and less like a bike.
That's gonna look wild. I can't wait to see how that turns out. Where'd you get the idea?
I don't know. I just sat there and went, because, you know, I asked him, like, so what are the parameters really for customization? He's like, well, you know, you can put, you know, you put like the hoses in. I'm like, Tamaya kits come with the hoses. It'll be technically considered box stock. It doesn't work for me. And I'm like, I can't paint it. I gotta add something fun to it.
Sure.
So hey, Paul, if you're still watching, I don't know if you missed it because I'm sorry, I've completely tuned out to the all of the little oh, I'm just reading the comments now. Sorry. So yeah, so I'm building this for those of you who are just tuning in. And it is a 1/12 scale, and it's going to be looking like a giant Muppet. So, but I am going to look like a giant Muppet. I don't know what I'm going to name him yet, but or her. I might actually, just because it's a Tamaya model, I might name it Tammy.
Are you going to put the googly eyes as the headlights?
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. Well, actually, no, because I think it's got these right up here, the cover.
Okay.
You know, so I'm thinking maybe I would put the googly eyes on that, or instead of the giant headlight, I might just turn that into a giant googly eye.
Like a Cyclops.
Yeah, and basically, yeah, kind of like a really fuzzy Mike Wazowski.
That would be cool. That's a different breed right there.
But then part of me is like, because originally I just wanted to do all pink, and my local craft store didn't have just pink fur. I would have had to have ordered it, and I was like, no, I'm going to start this. And then it was like a week later that I finally am sitting down to do this, and I could have ordered it, but then I'm thinking, okay, well, it's got all these colors. What if I actually just individually cut out the little colors so I do make it all pink? And then I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be that extra. So I might just make it all this, just whatever this is. But
I
yeah,
think you should stick with the multicolor personally. I think that would give it way more pizzazz.
I think so. I mean, growing up, my mom and my best friend's mom had a little like puppeteering company thing. They would do like birthday parties and stuff. So I've always kind of been surrounded by Muppets, not to mention the fact that my dad kind of looked like Jim Henson when I was younger. So for me,
That's hilarious. Oh god.
for me, it's like the Muppets kind of hold a place, like a really special place in my life. And uh, there's there's a I think it's still a touring exhibit, but it does have a home at the oh my goodness, the Museum of the Moving Image in Brooklyn. There's a whole Jim Henson exhibit, and it honestly, my mom and I went and checked it out. I think it was probably about I don't know, 10 years ago maybe, and oh my god, we cried through the whole thing.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, they had like a Kermit sitting on a log holding a banjo, and we started crying. And then we got to like the original Rolf the dog, and we started crying there. And then we watched a little like biography video thing about him, and we're crying. That we cried all day basically. And
that must be some sort of record, like.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. It's definitely not the you'll laugh, you'll cry. It's just you'll cry and you'll cry. But when we got out, we there was a Starbucks down the road, and we popped over there, and I'm like, I can't believe we cried all day. She's like, yeah, I can't believe we cried. I'm like, we need to go home now. She's like, yes, we do. We hopped back on the train and went home.
I think that's enough Muppets for the day.
That's enough Muppets, but I can never get enough of the Muppets.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love them.
Yeah, we have a pretty weird family, and we used to call each other the Addams, like way before the Netflix show and all that.
Nice.
Pretty sure my family, one of my cousins wrote in my like senior yearbook in the quotes, she's like, "Oh, love the Addams," and it's like internalized in the yearbook now. So we always laugh about it. So I think every family has a little bit of Muppet or Addams in them.
But yeah, I definitely have a little bit of both. Just me alone. I'm definitely a darker kind of person, but I also love the Muppet. So it I walk the line of both.
I like that. That's the way to be.
Yeah.
Everything in moderation, right? You don't have to be too rainbow all the time or too dark. Just a little bit. Yeah. It's just right.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Cliff watching. Hey, Cliff.
Hey, Cliff.
Don't mind me. I'm just gonna stand here and just shake this for a while.
Shake.
Yep. I'm trying to watch the camera and I'm trying to watch the comments, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, I gotta step over here for a minute. Entertain yourselves.
All right. Well, this is going different than expected. I actually love this. I'm sad I never did this sooner.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, look how crispy that chrome is turning out. Like,
that's super pretty.
Right? New tricks unlocked.
Yeah, it's funny how that happens. I am breaking all the rules and priming all of the black parts pink.
Rule breaker over here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I lead an exciting life.
I was thinking about like doing a model, but just in like a time span to see how it turns out, because I'm similar to you where I have to take my time and I'm hyper perfection. I was thinking about just doing like 100-hour model or something like that and see how it turns out. I thought that might be fun.
Yeah, I tried to do that with that dune buggy, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this in a day, but I didn't actually start until like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, that's a full day. Just like 3 hours. And I got to the end, and I went to go put the wheels on, and the model is god awful. to begin with. And I went to go put the wheels on, and the tires are two pieces. So it's
Oh,
the front of the tire, you put the wheel in, then you snap the back to it.
right.
And I went to go do that, and I'm like, why is this not fitting? And I applied a little too much brute force, and the front part of the tire just snapped.
No.
I'm like, well, I guess I'm
Cheers.
not finishing this.
Yeah, I was gonna say R.I.P. after all that work.
Yeah, basically, that's kind of what I did. And I was like, forget this, and I just threw
Oh
it
yeah,
out.
every modeler's favorite feeling, just hearing that plastic snap. Ugh.
It hurts.
It hurts. I was gonna say it hurts the soul.
It does. It's crushing. It's soul crushing.
That's funny.
Yeah, there's just and I typically don't, I don't really have that issue with too much brute force, but this time, I cried a little,
Oh
and I was like,
yeah.
you know what, forget this. Honestly, this whole kit was difficult to deal with in the first place. I did kind of like touch it up a little bit and kind of filled in the cracks, kind of, sort of, but you can kind of see. Oh wait, where's my camera? You can kind of see wait, maybe you can. There is a definite gap in there
Oh
somewhere.
yeah.
So I was just like, you know what? Forget it. I mean, the body came out all right. It was just, the rest of it just, eh.
That stinks because all it takes is like one little thing, and especially if you sound like me, where you're just like, oh my god, no.
And I will tell you, this kit left a lot to be desired in the first place. I bought it, I think it was maybe the first or second time I went over to the UK, and I was like, oh, that looks fun, and it's cute, and I'll have a little dude buggy, and then I opened it up, and I'm like, this is gonna suck. I am not a fan of this already.
Yeah.
So much cleanup, so much just everything.
Oh yeah, when the molds and the trimmings are just like so bad. Ugh.
Yeah.
To begin with, I mean, I get it because some of the kits are really old, and they just don't have that good the good edges and everything like that fit everything perfectly.
Yeah, and I definitely have one of those too with model kit. It's just garbage. The guy at the hobby store was like, "You're gonna love it. You're gonna think it's great," and I'm like, "Okay." And then I take it home and I open it up and I'm like,
"Oh, yeah."
And I liked it. It was a very, very old mold, and I was not happy with it at all.
Yeah, those old molds are like, you gotta like really shape them into how they're supposed to fit and everything like that.
Yep.
They don't tell you that on the directions either. It's like, put this here and put this there.
Yeah, there's some very interesting kits out there. I used to have some, and I ended up. But yeah, it is very everything's red, which and apparently it has a very detailed engine. Now that is definitely open to interpretation. I don't know, camera, if you could see that. It's not exactly detailed.
I was gonna say, like, where's the detail? I mean, it just has.
It's somewhere. It's just not there. It might have been in the original mold. Oh wait, hold on. Here's the top of it. So maybe that's what they mean by detailed.
Wow. Okay, that's not exactly what I would consider detailed. That's actually a fairly simple engine build.
Yeah.
Wow.
So so they definitely, they want to let you know there's chrome plated parts and it's molded color, and that there are clear parts as well. But like, here I am, I'm like, you know what? It's a Long Island based company. They're like close to me. Maybe I'll give them a shot. Yeah, no.
No, I was gonna say never again. One and done, huh?
Totally.
Yeah, I was really excited to build this kit because I just love building like the weird stuff and crazy monsters and stuff like that. And I was super looking forward to this kit. And I thought that it was going to be relatively along the same lines as like the Mobius kit and the Mr. Gasser kit that I have. But other than design, they're not similar at all.
So Cliff, you're saying that, hold on, I'm going to put I can put quotes up. There we go.
Oh.
So it's been build 9. Well, you know what then, Cliff, if you're saying that, then I'm going to give it a chance. I'll give it a chance. Just not right now, because I got to build my Muppet bike.
Muppet bike first.
But I think I've been spoiled just because, like, these Maya kits are just, in my opinion, they're beautiful. So,
Oh, yeah.
for me, it's like I'm like, you know, very little cleanup, very little extra flashing. Maybe I'm just spoiled and bougie. Maybe I'm just a bougie builder.
A bougie builder. You know, you have a wine taste on a beer budget, or what do they say?
Champagne taste.
Yeah.
A Boone's Farm budget, I think.
A Boone's Farm.
Never actually had that, but I remember going to the liquor store in my early 20s in Pennsylvania going, so cheap. Why is this so cheap?
This is the cheapest they got, huh? Boone's Farm. That's funny. Okay. So I am learning that this stuff is definitely a one pass over kind of thing.
There you go.
Yeah, you don't want to, because it's just not dry, like you said, by the time that you want to do like a second layer or something.
Yeah.
So you want to kind of just really get it all in the first try. I see what you were saying.
Part of me is wondering if I just paint over this in pink, what's it going to look like?
If you paint over the pink?
If I paint over the chrome in pink, I'm going to try just doing a little part of the sprue and see if it shines through or if I need to kind of water it down. I'm just trying to figure out exactly where I'm going to go with this, and I honestly don't know where I'm going with this.
And you said that you're not gonna prime it, right?
No, I am. Well, I don't know about the chrome parts, but I'm priming the rest of it right now.
Okay. Cool.
Definitely needs to be fixed. Yeah, I went to my local hobby shop the other day, and I was like, there are colors I need for this kit that I just don't have. And I grabbed 3 bottles, put them down on the counter, and the guy says, looks awfully Eastery, because I bought purple, pink, and yellow. Because I realized that I haven't actually done anything with those colors so far. I've been sticking with reds and greens and grays and blacks.
Yeah, like when you start moving to those colors, then you're like getting adventurous, you know, you're like branching out.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, all right, so Harry's saying, if I want to paint over the chrome, I strip first, use Easy Off. Yeah, I've definitely, I used Easy Off. I've used it before. I've used just straight up bleach. I'm just trying to figure out, though, I don't necessarily want to disguise the problem. What I think I really want to do is I want to just give it like a pink, you know, I don't know, like a pinky chrome. So I don't know if that is something that, I don't know if that's something that I can actually make happen or not. So I am trying to figure out the best way to do it. I mean, I guess I could also just use, I could try doing like a marker or something over it too.
Are you trying to go for like a metallic pink?
Yeah, but without having to paint it because it's already chrome. But I just want to see if
I
it's.
gotcha.
It might just dry pink over it. I just, like I kind of like a pink highlighter. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'll have to see if I have one of those.
That's a smart idea right there.
Yeah.
That's a using your noodle.
That's definitely a noodle user thing. I have a pink. I don't think I got a pink highlighter here. I'll have to go raid my kids' marker stash because yeah, that's just looking kind of. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where the camera is. With the picture of that camera, but it
Oh yeah.
just kind of like a solid pink. It's not really. So yeah, probably a pink highlighter. I think is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, it's not like a flashy pink.
Yeah.
But it will be.
Yeah. So I think does Tamada make a clear pink? I'm gonna have to look that up because really what I want to do is I think I want to keep some of the chrome to kind of underlay with my horrendous fur that I'm covering everything in. So I think and worst comes to worst, if I don't do pink, maybe I do blue, or maybe I do green, or maybe I just do yellow. Because those are all, or purple, because they're all in this. So I really could just, the world's my oyster here, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge color palette to play with, so.
Yeah. Continuously checking, no, for those called comments. Oh, nope, there we go. Nope, did that too excited there. There we go.
Who's my clear paint over chrome looks good. There's an idea.
A whole group of folks right there. Yeah, that chrome's not going to shine through that pink. Okay, well that's good to know. We'll work on the chrome.
That's why we asked. That's why we asked the peanut gallery because they got all the answers.
Hey, thanks peanut gallery. I thought would be just put a drop. Oh, let me just. I'll put this comment up. We're just going to keep posting comments here.
Right on.
Right in the middle and allow reflection through the work. Look from one angle. Ooh, that's a good idea too.
Wow.
I like that. I like that too. Well, I'm going to let this dry and see what happens. I'm just going to put it in my little paint and see how that goes.
That's a neat idea. Learning all sorts of stuff.
It is kind of fun to have the peanut gallery involved in this. So hey, thanks guys.
Yeah, really. Thank you guys.
Hello,
they always have the answers. They know what's up.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think I'm not gonna be bothered too much with the chrome parts right now because I think those are all a little later on. It's all just gonna be pink and beautiful and gorgeous.
It's gonna be colorful and bright.
It is. It's gonna be so obnoxious.
That's what I like. I mean, that's the stuff I like. I like the loud stuff, the wacky stuff. It's always cool to look at.
Yeah, I do enjoy the weird stuff. I've just been a little too afraid to go out and come out of my shell with it. So I just decided I'm gonna try and do that. Oh yeah, shell. Yeah, that would be you actually. I guess I would come out of either the rabbit hole or the litter box. I'm not sure which.
Oh Lord, not the litter box.
There we go. Incorporated our model building personas into that. So now we're good.
Don't dry. Yay.
Timing is everything.
I know with all these things, like even the Bondo or the putty that I use, like There's a very small window that you got to get everything on and in the right spots at the right time.
So since we have some random folks watching and some non-random folks as well, because not all of you are random. So one thing we are doing as well, I just like petting. I'm just gonna
thanks, Tori. I love you.
But oh hi. But one thing we are trying to do, I did just create a and it's not to be, you know, sexist and, you know, exclude people, but because ironically we're also trying to also be inclusive as well. I do have a Facebook group specifically designed for female model builders. So mainly just to kind of give us girls kind of a safe space. And I know that probably sounds a little like, you know, I don't know, whiny, but I think, and I think some of you have heard me complain about this over the years. And I just had another one yesterday. It's very difficult to post stuff in Facebook groups without getting DMs from creepo dudes asking for photos. And I'm not saying that there wouldn't be creepo women asking for photos too, because, you know, life. But
they're out there.
They are out there, totally. But I think that although there are some amazing, tremendous builders out there who are very welcoming and very wonderful, and many of them are watching this video right now, there are definitely some of the larger groups. It's intimidating for women to post in them because they're either going to be, you know, most of the feedback is positive, but occasionally there'll be people who are just like, well, you're a woman, you can't build. Or they're going to be like, oh, wow, woman must get photos, must send pics. No, just no.
Their brains just go to that. I know. Yeah, they are out there, and like I think that's great that you're doing that, and that you started like this group, and I hope that more people join, because that was like one of the things that really helped me was actually seeing your video and being like, wow, okay, so not so bad being a female in a male-dominated hobby, you know?
No, it definitely isn't. I mean, you know, the male to female ratio is, you know, kind of cool. But I've always been in, you know, stuff like that. Like I was a drummer in high school, and it was me and 10 guys. Like I'm used to that kind of stuff. But
right.
You know, and thanks, Harry, for that. I appreciate that. And yeah, you're right. You will get it everywhere. But I want to see more women involved, and I think in some of these larger groups they are, but in some of the smaller groups, and by small I still mean like 3,000 to 10,000 people. I don't see a lot of female representation. So if women are more comfortable posting in an all-female group, I want to make that space available. So if you know of anybody who is interested in joining that group that fits that profile. It's called Female Extreme Modelers. Or FEM. I am still trying to get it up and running. I've got to make a banner picture. I've got to write rules, but the group on Facebook does exist. So if you would like to spread the word, that would be awesome. Because right now it's 4 of us.
4 against the world. We can do it. Yeah, just hoping to like gain in ranks and numbers, because like I know that there's female modelers out there, and you know I can see them being more shy to come forward, you know, when it is so male dominated. So yeah. I just want to let you guys know that we are here and we're out here.
Yeah. Wolf Angel is on. Hello. Just reading all the messages. Oh, and that really loud noise upstairs is my daughter doing something. So I'm very surprised because in the room behind me is our game room. I'm in my basement, and I am literally working on this very long table. I think that was designed to be more of like a workshop, like wood shop kind of thing. But it's right next to all the electrical panels, so you know that's cool. But on the other side of this wall, I have our game room, and we've got gaming consoles and board games because we're nerds. I have my Glowforge set up down here because again, I'm a nerd. But 80 or 85, 90-pound Great Pyrenees is also in that room, and she usually barks all day, but she must be asleep. We've got a love seat down there so people can sit and play games, and I think she's asleep on it. So
that's a big dog. Those Great Pyrenees, aren't those big dogs? I think
they are. They're big floofy dogs. And yes, oh my God, I do need to send you the keychain. Sorry, I will do that on Monday. Sorry, I will do that on Monday. Life got in the way when I got back from England, and all of a sudden, yeah, it is. They're both the Connecticut one and the England one are both sitting on my dresser upstairs. So I will send those on Monday. Promise. Cross my heart.
Pinky swear.
Fair. All right. Let's see if I can actually start building some stuff now. I think I can.
Okay. I think that will be. I'm very pleased with the way that this is turning out. I did not think it was going to turn out so well. I don't know why, but
you're good. You're fine.
Yeah, it was the first time that I did this method, and I was asking my dad. I was like, "Are you sure? Paint them black?" And he's like, "Yeah." But that makes sense.
Here, okay, that's there.
All right. How's the weather over by you?
Today it's nice. It's about a little over 50, which is good. But the way that our weather's been, probably the let's see. Yeah, I think pretty much it's been like really, really super pretty, and then the next day it's freezing. And it's raining. But that's spring in New England. That's what happens. So how New England do, apparently. All right, let's start making things.
Yeah, we had a couple of nice days here, and like yesterday it was beautiful. Today it's like you'd still think it's like nighttime. It's dark and rainy and glum. Like, come on now. Where's my son at?
Yeah, today's nice. I don't know what tomorrow's going to be like, but I'm driving down to my mom's for Easter, but you know, as you know, I'm kind of living life minute to minute right now. So.
Oh yeah, I know.
What's that?
I said I know what that's like.
Yeah, we're definitely living life minute to minute now. So I'm really just kind of waiting for some sort of news, and who knows? We could be getting news tomorrow when we're all there, which would actually probably be better, to be honest, if we're all already there. But
yeah.
But yeah, we've got Easter stuff here. Later this afternoon, I have to run out and pick up some last minute Easter items, and have to make a big salad. I'm in charge of the salad.
The salads.
Can't have. Well, it's so low key this year. We're doing like a cookout and that burgers and very non-traditional Easter, which is fine.
Yeah.
We don't.
Hey, at least you're still getting together and you're having family time. Like, that's nice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
That's awesome. Yeah. Oh. Is Easter weekend this weekend?
Yeah, it's tomorrow. Yesterday was Good Friday.
Oh, Lord. Where does the time go?
Yep. And then in a few more weeks, it'll be my birthday. And then in a few more weeks after that, I'll be going to England. So I'm just kind of like, I got a lot of stuff to look forward to.
You got a birthday coming up?
I do. I'm going to be the big old 44.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm old.
No, I got a birthday coming up too. Actually, in a couple weeks here.
What day? Is it May or April?
April.
Okay.
The 18th. Yeah. So I'm about to be 30.
Would you like to hear a fun fact?
Yes, always.
My due date was supposed to be April 18th.
What?
Yeah, I hung out in my mom for a few extra weeks because I fear change. So, so that would have been my birthday. We could have possibly been birthday twins.
So close, but you were
So close.
stubborn.
Yeah, it's funny because looking at the my mom kept a little diary when she was pregnant with me, and it was like April 18th, still no baby, and like as time went on and on, you watched her handwriting get more and more agitated. Like, when is this baby coming out?
Oh my goodness.
And then my dad was the one that actually wrote in the journal when I was born, but I was born with all kinds of fun complications. I almost died, good stuff. Because, in the 70s, they just kind of winged everything. So they gave my mom some morning sickness pills that ended up causing birth defects and, all the good stuff.
Oh my goodness, that's scary.
So I not only did I show up late, I definitely was already filled with a lot of drama. So
they knew you were gonna be trouble. They said, "Oh Lord, even if she's not an Aries, she gonna be trouble."
Yeah. No, I was stubborn, hence being a Taurus.
That's why I said it works out.
Yeah, I really was just,
That's funny.
Yeah, no, for real. I have yeah, I'm gonna be 44. Sorry, I totally missed all of these things.
So hard.
That's cool. Yeah, no, we like more female builders. So please, definitely let us know when that is, because it would be fun to meet more builders.
Yeah, definitely.
Occasionally, you find them on Facebook or you find them on TikTok, and then you're like, oh, it's another one, yay!
I know,
And then
it's such a rarity.
it's like being left-handed. Being left-handed, you are absolutely 100% required to point out other lefties when you see them. And you don't have to go, oh my God, you're left-handed. You just go, oh, I didn't know you were a lefty. And then you talk about it, and then you ask what other members of your family are lefties, and then you have this whole conversation about it. And the one thing I have also learned, which I think is kind of hilarious, is not about being lefties, but just something that, we as humans all, we do. As an American, if you're traveling overseas or anywhere and you find out about other Americans, you are required to ask where they're from. And the funny, the reason I say that is because, my partner he works in a very popular tourist attraction over in England, and anytime he has an American on his tour, he has to tell me. And the first question I always ask is, oh, where are they from? Like, I'm going to know them. And so he'll tell me, and it's always like Michigan or Minnesota or Montana. Occasionally it's Kentucky or, the Carolinas. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know them.
Yeah.
But then he'll talk about me to them. And they also ask, oh, where is she from? As if they're going to know me. And they don't. So I think it's just a thing that we do. And I think it's hilarious.
Everywhere. Like, I think it's just instilled in us to just the politeness of asking, or I don't know what it is, really. That's funny. That is interesting that you say that. It's such a weird phenomenon that it's kind of like asking about the weather. Like, you always you're like, you're going to ask about the weather. Like, it's just the thing to do. That's so funny.
Oh, it's so smooth. Okay, let's paint this. I bought this little doohickey. I don't know if you could see it in my overhead camera there. I bought this on Amazon. It's a little brush cleaner, but it's like battery powered. So it's got little silicone nubs at the bottom. So you fill it with water and any type of cleaner, and then you press the button and it spins around. But it makes a lot of noise, which is why I'm not running it right now.
Okay. Does it work well though? Like, is it good?
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
What?
So hold on, where's the button part?
I'm gonna need a close up of that.
Okay. Well, it's already pink from the last brush I did, but
Okay.
I might have to charge it though. That's the only thing. Is I think, yeah, I gotta charge it. Do I have an extra charger cord down here? Oh, I do. Do I? Oh, I might, but I think I've got it plugged into everything else. Let me see.
Like I have the silicone too, so that way, you know, it's nice on the brush because poor brushes take so much beatings.
Hold on. We're gonna unplug from here. That light's gonna fall, and that's okay. I have everything like rigged in the most complicated way ever.
Yeah, it always gets that way. I don't know why, but especially when modeling, because like I'll have like my sandpaper scattered in 4 different lands, and then I have, you know, my clippers somewhere, my X-Acto blade. Yeah.
Well, I was given a very lovely, and I can't show it to you right now because my laptop is in front of this. It's a beautiful little 3D printed rotating paint and brush and tool stand. And a friend of mine made it for me. And George, I don't know if you're watching, but hey, thank you. And it holds all my brushes. It holds all of my little alligator clip things. It holds my X-Acto knife, everything like that. So eventually everything finds its way back there. But all of my other storage is actually the top part of a really cool 1990s desk that has a built-in CD rack. So what I did was I took old CDs that I don't listen to anymore and popped those in there to make shelves. And then I cut on my Glowforge a little paint stand for all of my Tamiya paints. And yeah, I need to redo everything in here.
You're just looking around and you're like, oh no, it's getting worse. It's getting worse.
Yeah.
It's piling up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been looking on Pinterest and stuff to see like how to organize like paints and stuff. And I've been seeing a lot of like people putting like bars in like with a tiny like little like almost like a refrigerator door where you gotta like put the paint in and it kind of hangs off the wall, but you can put it into the headboards. And I've seen a lot of people store paint that way, and it looks really neat. And I was thinking about maybe doing that for my shed once that gets around.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's my goal is to eventually have a she shed in the backyard for my Glowforge, for my model stuff, but also as an office.
Yeah.
Because my goal is to be able to switch jobs at some point this year and start working from home. Because after being in the property management industry for 20 years, it's kind of draining. So I'm just kind of tired of like having to deal with how people live, and I'm just kind of over it. And
yeah, I think a lot of people, especially like if they weren't before, like after COVID hit and stuff, and they realized, you know, like even doctors' offices, it's really hard to find prescribers here because a lot of people just got so used to being at home and doing video appointments and things like that that it just wasn't necessary for them to, you know, go into these offices and stuff. So
right.
I hear ya. I mean, we've kind of made the society now, whereas like AI and computers are kind of like doing everything for us, and we're kind of like more homebound in general.
Yep. Yeah. For me, we were open all through COVID because what I do, even though it's not always on the list of essential people, we were considered essential because our job is to maintain a place that people live in. So we worked every day for the first 3 months of COVID. I was working 7 days a week, just weekends sanitizing things and running around with just bleach and it just cleaning everything. And I was just exhausted and tired, and although the money was good, it was just not something I wanted to do anymore. So eventually I just got to the point where I'm like, I don't want to lease apartments anymore. I don't want to deal with people not paying their rent. I don't want to deal with, you know, any of that stuff anymore. Everybody's irritating me. I just want to be by myself.
I totally understand that. I get that. I totally get that. And that's one of the biggest reasons that I wanted to get a shed, but they are so expensive. It's expensive. It's a lot of work, and yeah.
Yeah, no, they definitely are. They are a lot of money. I've been looking into one myself, but
especially with the kind of stuff that we need, because like I was looking into it. It's not like I'm just building a shed. Like I need a ventilation system for like the airbrush, booth and like all that sort of stuff, and AC unit, because in South Carolina it gets hot. So
yeah, I imagine it does. I've never been there, but I imagine it does. Does it get humid too, or just hot?
Oh, it's really humid. It's definitely the humid hotness. I actually grew up in Illinois, so I spent like most of my life in Illinois. But I mean, after living in the South, I'll tell you what, I would never go back to Illinois.
No, yeah, the winters in like the Chicago area, I know because I've been there in the winter time, are horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
Yeah, I spent 2 decades there, and I was like, I can't believe I spent 2 decades here. Looking back, it's 8 months out of the year you're in ice and snow and traffic, and oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that's about it.
I grew up about 45 minutes outside New York City, so I was used to the hustle and bustle, and basically the town I grew up in was basically where the people who lived in New York would move to so they could just take the train in the morning and not have to live in the city. So now I'm on the other side of the state. So I'm closer to Rhode Island. I'm about 15 minutes from Rhode Island. And it's a lot more quiet here and a lot more laid back. Just really quick to answer your question, Matthew, I am usually in St. Albans. That's where I've stayed the last 5 times. I've been there, but so yeah, and I just so you know as well, typically when I go over there, there's another group that I admin on Facebook called Badgerworks Staff Canteen. It's actually the community group for Steam Geezer and Sun Independent Traders, who you can find on YouTube. Shameless plug. And I admin his group as well. So I'm I'm always traveling over there to see him. But we do a model build meetup as well. We don't actually build, we just meet at a pub. And we usually have just a meal and talk, and whether it's model related or not. So I don't know how far Whitby is from there. But if you ever happen to be in the St. Albans area when I'm there, you're more than welcome to come and join us. But the funny part about just really, I don't know, any place that's not what I'm used to is the concept of how long it takes to travel to point A to point B and when it's considered too far. Living in New England, I'm used to traveling either up north to Vermont or down to New Jersey, and a 2 to 3 hour drive is absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But I know people who, when I travel over there and I'm like, hey, I'm going to be there. Oh, well, I live about, 40 minutes away. That's going to be too far. And it's like, okay. And then I'm like, 40 minutes?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Those people are a different breed. I don't know what to say, because I also have like grown up around road trips and driving, and I mean it's a part of life. It's for the journey. It's about the adventure, like I don't understand people. That's too much time for me. What else are you doing? I thought you wanted to hang out.
And it is all relative. I mean, for people that have grown up in like the same town and they don't really go out of that town, and maybe the next town over is maybe 20, 30 miles away. Yeah, okay, it sounds daunting. It sounds tedious. But I mean, for me, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to drive everywhere. If I wasn't too scared to drive on the other side of the road, I'd be driving everywhere over there when I go. But I know. Oh, oops, I just got really sloppy with this. I know that I am going to be an accident waiting to happen over there because I still get car sick sitting in the passenger seat because I assume we're going to go one direction, and in my brain, we're going
Oh
one direction and we're
yeah, that
not.
must be a lot. Actually, that's really different to get used to. I
Yeah.
just see it in movies and it looks different, but I can't imagine actually like sitting in the car and then like your mind is thinking that you're gonna go one way and your heart, you have a mini heart attack when you go the other. Yeah.
Roundabouts are the
The pinnacle
scariest
of
part
anxiety.
because you are definitely going one direction and it's not what's actually happening, but you're like, no, I'm just going this way.
That's funny.
But
That's funny.
one day I will drive out there. One day. Just
Yeah.
maybe not in June.
Is there a reason in June particular, not in June, or
No,
is there?
that's just when I'm going.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Just not in June.
Like, what's wrong with June in England?
Oh, you don't know? No.
Oh, yeah, I was waiting for that.
You don't know what goes
Oh,
on
you don't
there in
know the
June?
stories?
Oh, you are definitely not up on your British folklore right there.
Years down the line, I'm going to England and I realize it's in June. Heavy breathing ensues.
Gonna say it's gonna be like, do you ever see The Wicker Man? Yeah, nothing like that. That's all. But did you ever see that
That's
movie?
funny. That's funny.
Did you ever see The Wicker Man?
Is that with Nicolas Cage?
Okay, that's the remake of the
Okay, but I
original.
haven't seen the Nicolas Cage one.
The Nicolas Cage one is hilarious for so many reasons. No, the original Wicker Man was filmed in, I think, the 70s, the early 70s. And Christopher Lee is in it. And Edward Woodward, I think was his name, British actor. And it's basically this premise where Edward Woodward plays this cop who gets this letter that there's a girl who's been missing on this remote island. So he goes out to this island, and it's this very pagan type island, and everyone looks totally normal, but then it all happens to be right around May Day. And he meets the Lord of the Island, which is played by Christopher Lee. He sings in it too, which is kind of cool. And Britt Eklund is in it, and of course, because Britt Eklund's in it, there has to be a nude scene, so there's a nude scene. And I think it was completely gratuitous, to be honest with you, but I won't give you too many spoilers, but it all basically, the focal point is all around May Day and bringing this outsider into this pagan island. It's one of my favorite movies.
It sounds kind of like Midsommar, like the pagan. Yeah.
So that's definitely a here we go. Definitely kind of ripped from that. I haven't seen the full movie of that, but I remember looking at the actual like the trailer and going, this is kind of like The Wicker Man. Why are they doing this again?
Wow, no way. They totally ripped that movie off then, and they got all the credit for it too, because everybody loves it.
You know what happens though? I mean, the part that always mesmerizes me is things like, like Texas Chainsaw Massacres based on a true story. Well, sort of. It's based, and same with Psycho. Again, based loosely on a true story. And ironically, both of them are about the exact same true story, but very different takes on it.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of stuff that like fascinates me. Anything having to do with serial killers and.
Oh my goodness, I love that stuff too. I'm an addict. I usually sit here on YouTube and I've got like my true crime in the background going. I've got Christina Randall. I'm learning about everything. I got my true crime socks. True crime all the time, baby.
Yeah.
It's so fascinating. I do love that stuff too. Well, I mean, I don't love it, but like I'm interested in it. It piques my curiosity.
Oh no, me too. I have all kinds of serial killer, I have a couple of serial killer encyclopedias. One of them's written by Harold Schechter. So if you're ever looking for a good read, any of his books are amazing. And then I listen to all kinds of podcasts and stuff, but just that anything regarding cults, serial killers, all that kind of stuff. And this is when we're going to start losing viewers because they're going to be like, all right, she's getting weird.
Okay,
We're not talking about movies. But like that stuff I'm totally into. I just want to remind people that we're doing a live build thing, but we're just talking because this is actually the first time that we've actually conversed in person, so to speak.
Yeah, in person.
And after this, I'm definitely going to be getting a message going, yeah, that was fun. We're not going to do that again because you're weird. But
no, I don't think you can weird me out.
That's good.
I'm a weirdo aficionado, so
I think we all are to an extent. And that's what makes it unique, is that we're all weird.
Yes. Everyone.
Yay. All right, so I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm actually just going to, because I kind of already messed up, but I'm going to roll with it and see what happens. I think I'm going to, just for fun, I'm going to yoink a bit of water here. Bloop. Got a little pink on it, but that's okay. Here.
Man, I hope I got that out all the way. I've been trying to sand off this like giant mold line, but it's inside the tire, and these tire wells are really deep. So I've just been sitting here like squeezing it in, trying to get up in there. Sanding my little heart out.
You could always ask the peanut gallery. Hey, peanut gallery, how do you do that? How do you take care of that?
They're gonna tell me a Dremel. Watch the Dremel.
They might. Do you have a Dremel?
I did. So I got a Dremel in a Secret Santa drawing for my modelers club meeting, and it was pretty good for a while, but it just wasn't like meant to last. It was more of like a smaller one, with a wire attached, not very top notch.
Yeah.
So, but my birthday is around the corner, so
there we go.
Yeah. Should have made my channel the Sanding Snail, because that's what I'm always doing. It was like molasses.
The scale model Sanding Snail. I don't know how you would turn that into a logo, though.
Yeah, you're right.
You could always just change the ground that the snail is on to a beach.
I mean, yeah, I would.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't know how much the snail would be able to get around, but
the beach land snail.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that, because I'm actually part of a Facebook group called GALS, and it stands for Giant Land Snails. It's like Giant Land Snails, gastropods and Giant Land Snails. That's what it stands for. But it's all for the gals.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I am a fan. I do like the snails. They're cute, The beach snail, that's going to be me, hopefully this summer.
See, that's all you, because I turn into a giant tomato when I go in the sun.
Oh.
So I enjoy being my pale gothy self. I do.
Yeah, I love the sun. I just like to be out in the sun all the time. I like to fish in my spare time when I get a chance. So
my daughter likes to fish.
Really?
Yeah, she my brother and sister-in-law have taken her fishing a couple of times. So they actually got her own, fishing rod and little tackle box and yeah, that she does. That's that.
Awesome.
So yeah, we know nothing about fishing. So we kind of just roll with it and go, cool, yeah, we'll totally go fishing somewhere.
Yeah, we'll go to the creek with you and just stand by you for a few hours.
And we'll cheer you on and go, yay, you caught a thing.
That's awesome.
Part of you.
You got to teach them when they're young, you know, got to hook the worm, you can do it.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's awesome. I'm glad that like you guys are still supportive. Like even though you're not into the world of fishing, you guys are super supportive of it. That's awesome.
Well, yeah, I mean, I will say my parents always kind of were, not always kind of, they were always supportive of anything I wanted to do. So when, you know, I wanted to take ballet, I took ballet. When I wanted to start, you know, playing drums, I started playing drums. When, you know, I wanted to start when I wanted to race RC cars, and my dad was racing RC cars. So he was like, yeah, you could totally do that. And then I was like, can I build a model? And he said, no.
That was the one thing he was like, oh no, you're not treading on my territory.
But no, it's definitely more of a, yeah, we don't have the money or the room for that. So no. But you know, so it only took a bunch of years for that to finally start happening. But I did get my dad a Ferrari, an Enzo Ferrari kit for Christmas in hopes that he would start building, because he threatened to start building again. And so I was like, okay, I'll help you with that. So I got him a little toolkit, and I got him the model kit. And I said I didn't buy paint for it because I didn't know what you wanted to do. And he looks at me and he's like, Aim, Ferraris are red. Duh. And I went, fair enough. Should just go ahead.
Fair enough. Just grin, just smile and wave. Smile and wave.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh no, you're not leaving. I'm sorry, Cliff, you're staying. Sorry. Bye.
Who's leaving? Bye.
Yeah, I thought it was Cliff. I see. I totally lost track of the chat. So like I just quickly looked and I saw, you know, Cliff saying goodbye, and I was like, oh, Cliff's leaving. And I'm like, no, he's not. No, I think he's still there. I'm just sorry. I was like a lost child wandering into a living room in the midst of a conversation and having no idea what's going on.
That was a great analogy.
Ooh. So Kellerman lives in the Upper Mojave Desert, not far from where The Hills Have Eyes was filmed. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. I appreciate that. I appreciate that quite a bit.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's a good movie too.
Oh yeah, I remember when that came out. That was scary when it first came out. That was one of the scarier films I've seen. What movie scared you the most? When you what movie was the first movie you were like really scared of as a kid? Like seeing that you were like, oh my god.
So for me it was, hey, my husband's on camera. Hey.
What?
Yeah, your arm. You see your arm. It's right there.
An arm.
Yeah, you have an arm. So probably, okay, the earliest I remember being scared watching a movie was the scene in E.T. This is how old I am. When E.T. gets discovered and he shrieks, and that scared me, but I was like 3. Then we were watching Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and right at the end when everybody melts, that also scared me. But the movie that had really messed with my head was Poltergeist, and here's why.
Oh.
It's not because of the movie itself, but it's because being a young impressionable child of 3 or 4 years old and being told I looked exactly like the girl in the movie.
Oh.
In my 3 or 4 year old brain, I thought I am the girl in the movie. So when all this stuff happens, I'm thinking it's me. And I remember we had a family movie night and we all watched the movie, and like something came on the screen and I freaked out and I ran into my room, and then I realized I am in my room in the dark by myself. This is just as bad. So finally some relative came in to check on me and stuff like that. But I think over time, the movie that probably has continued to scare me the most is probably The Ring. And it's just because of the what the people look like after they actually see the ring, and their face gets all like weird and distorted, and that just freaks me.
God, have you seen the movie, the what is it, the scary movie? It's like the fourth one. Me
Yep.
and my brother refer to that scene all the time where they're like, oh yeah, look at Greg, he's over there, and his face is all like
Yep.
It's hilarious. That always makes me laugh. That's funny. Yeah, that movie definitely did scare me too as a kid, The Ring. And I remember like the 7 days and everybody was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what about you? Was there any movies that totally just messed with your brain?
Well, I was like always a big baby, but I always wanted to watch because I was curious. But I was always like a huge like scaredy cat. But it wasn't until I think I was like in 3rd grade, and my mom had brought us over to like these kids' house down the block so she can hang out with the mom, and we were allowed to go watch a movie. And she was, I guess, that was the movie of choice. We chose the woman who lived in the house that my mom was visiting. She was like, oh, we just watched this horror movie last night. It was so good. The kids got to see it. So we all, like, you know, all 6 of us kids just go into the, you know, room, and we're watching the movie with the lights out, and it starts to rain. And the movie was Ghost Ship. Now, I don't know if you've seen that movie, but Lord, let me tell you, it was storming outside. And there was the scene where the rope comes and slices everybody and dices them like sashimi. And I lost it. It was the scariest thing I ever seen. I remember going back home. Oh, and on top, to top it all off, the lights went out because it's storming so hard. So now we're like definitely terrified. But I just remember like, Mom, can I like lay in bed with you tonight? I'm like scared. It was just traumatizing. But yeah, as I grew up and watched that movie, I'm like, okay, like the CGI is terrible. This is not realistic at all. And, you know, obviously it's not scary to me anymore, but I just remember it being really traumatic when I was little. And then another one was The Grudge. Which is similar to The Ring. I don't know why, but there was a scene where she's like in her room or in her bed or something, and then like for some reason, like it just terrified me to thought that the thing could like come right through her bed and just grab her, and like I was like laying in my bed like any moment now.
Well, now are you talking the US version of The Grudge, or are you talking about, I think it's Korean, it might be Japanese version of The Grudge?
I'm not sure, actually. I wouldn't know.
Did it have Sarah Michelle Gellar in it?
Yeah, I think it was the American version.
Okay, so it's the American version.
Yeah.
Again, and I can't remember if it's Korean or Japanese. Ju-on is the name of it. And that's what I watched for the first time. And I own it still somewhere. But that was one of my favorites. And then I got into this whole craze of watching all just Korean and Chinese and Japanese horror movies. And they all have like creepy long-haired women in them. And
really?
It's just a theme. And then I started playing horror games on, like, I don't know if it was Xbox or PlayStation. Oh my goodness, I can't remember the names of them, but it's like these 2 girls, and they discovered this village, and it's filled with ghosts, and there's a lot of jump scares, and they can only see the ghosts in their camera, and it's actually a very, very good game. I just got into horror games.
Yeah, like Silent Hill. How about that one?
Yeah, Silent Hill's pretty good. I did play the Saw video game. That was very good and like nerve-wracking because there would be these challenges and you only have like 5 seconds to press a button to make something happen. And yeah, I killed a lot of people. I was not fast enough.
That's
apparently.
Funny. I was always scared to play those. I was a big baby. Like me and my brother, we got together one night.
Oh, we lost you.
I was getting a call. Okay.
I got you.
Yeah. Sorry about that. But yeah, we were playing like the horror game, and neither one of us wanted to go on. We were both just like, no, we're not gonna play. And I was like, you're a baby. You're the one who's too scared to go. And he was sitting there like, oh yeah, then you go. And I was.
Yep. I think we're having a bad connection. Yeah, I think we lost her. Did we lose her? I think we might have lost her for a minute there. Let's see. No? Maybe we lost her? We might have lost her. I'll give it a couple more minutes. Oh, nope, I'm hearing things. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there.
Hey, you're good.
I was getting a phone call and
oh, it just burped.
Thing. Yeah, and I tried to turn it off too, so I wouldn't. On my phone settings, you can go to like do not disturb, so that way, like.
Yeah.
But apparently that didn't work.
No, that's okay. That's fine. I was just like, I don't. Am I going to end the broadcast? Should I end the broadcast? Who knows? It's technology. It's fun. It's fun.
It's just a minor inconvenience.
Minor thing, not a big deal. It's fine. No biggie. Like, part of me is sitting here going, I want to make this paint look really good, but at the same time, I'm also sitting here going, I'm going to be covering this in fur. I don't know how detailed I really should be getting with this.
Yeah, you're starting to hyperfixate on like the parts that aren't going to be even showing.
Yeah, and I'm like, I really need to detail this and make it look really pretty. No, I don't. I need to slap some paint on it because it's going to be covered in fur and glitter when I'm all done.
Yeah.
Like I'm already looking at the tail light right here, and I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually cover this in cosmetic glitter and just put a clear coat of paint on it and just glitter bomb it, and that's what I'm going to do. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yes, in a former life, I did a minimal amount of glitter body art. So like glitter tattoos and stuff like that. And I'd have the stencils and yeah.
That's fun.
Back in my convention days, but I still have a lot of the I still have some stencils. I have a ton of cosmetic glitter. All different shades. So yeah. I
put it to use somehow, right?
Yeah, basically it's just sitting there being glitter in a bottle. So I think I'm going to actually just cover this in glitter, and that's going to be the first thing I'm going to glitterize. It's going to be fun. I think I'll glitter it from the inside though, so it doesn't like chip off, because I have a feeling that'll happen. I'll glitter it from the inside. So that'll be fun. And let's see.
You just got to remind yourself, this is going to be covered. I don't need to keep working on this.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like, oh, well, yeah, I kind of put a paint blob over here. And, oh, I didn't. You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Amy. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I'm going to make myself a little sign up right above here. It says it doesn't matter.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, forget about it. It's fine.
There you go. Forget about it.
Forget about it. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Well, we are, just so you know, since I'm kind of sort of keeping track of time, we've got about 12 minutes left in our 90-minute broadcast.
I got you. Yeah, I'm about wrapping up here with the sanding anyway. Probably going to make myself some lunches.
I really haven't gotten much done. I did a lot of priming, and I did some cutting, and yeah, and a lot of thinking and a lot of talking.
Hey, but that's the fun part.
That is the fun part. That's true. That's very, very true. All right, let's see. So that goes there. Does that go there? Where does that go? Where does that go? Oh, you know what I watched last night? To go back to like really sick, weird people. It was a documentary on Hulu about Jared, the subway guy.
Is that out? I've been wanting to see that.
It is. It's on Hulu, and there are definitely trigger warnings, and there are definitely viewer discretion is totally advised.
Advised.
It is he was one is he's still alive. He is one sick human. But the documentary itself was very good. Frustrating at times, but it was very good. If you're into weird documentaries, then this is one of them.
Oh, I definitely am. And he's in jail for good, right? Like
no, he had a total of, according to the documentary, 14 victims, and he only got 15 years in prison.
Oh my gosh.
He is not in
that
for
is
life.
Infuriating.
Yeah, it definitely is. But I've been more like, that was kind of just a side trip because I realized I've been watching way too many documentaries and shows about the NXIVM cult. Which was, or NXIVM, I should say. NXIVM is the sleep stuff. NXIVM cult.
I was gonna say the sleeping cult, right?
Sleeping cult, yeah, I do a lot of sleeping. It's one of my favorites, actually. I'm a big proponent of that cult.
Where do I sign?
Nobody joins a cult; they just join a place where they can sleep. That's oh, okay.
That's great.
But yeah, I don't know if you know anything about it. It was a very recent, as early as a couple of years ago. It started out as a life enrichment, self-help, be your best person type program that you could buy into.
They always do.
And it was all run by one person, and he had this woman who he basically groomed without her realizing it, to basically be the president of the company and the spokesperson who ran a lot of the seminars. And basically, he focused on beautiful, smart people who were also incredibly vulnerable.
Oh, so he's such a predator.
So he would, he recruited a lot of like actors, actresses, musicians, like really talented people. And basically what started out as this cool program to help be your better self turned into this massive sex cult. Which there was a sorority that basically branded the other women in the sorority, and they're all like involved in some way, shape, or form in the adult sense with the guy who started the company, and it was
that's crazy.
And then he ended up recruiting. He had like centers all over like North America and even into South America, and he ended up actually wooing this entire family from Mexico who had a lot of money, into basically leaving their teenage daughters with him. One of whom he locked in a room for like a month and got her pregnant, and yeah.
Oh,
so
God.
He is serving 120 years, which means he's gonna be in there for the rest of his life.
Right, so.
Yeah, but it did start the cult podcast that I listened to. I mentioned it in one of my TikToks, called A Little Bit Culty. And it is, they talk about the NXIVM cult because it's two former members who basically were the whistleblowers. But they also bring on people that were, part of Scientology, people that were part of the FLDS.
Wow.
I'm
and
trying
people
to think.
who are no longer a part of them, like, right? Or
correct.
Like, right.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And also, there's that Sarah Lawrence cult that was started by some weirdo dude named Larry Ray. I learned all about him. Then I had to watch the documentary about him, called Stolen Youth. And basically, he indoctrinated a bunch of college kids, who were just high all the time. And yeah, it was all. Yeah, that's like been kind of like my new thing lately, is watching all that stuff. So
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and there's like a bottomless pit of it, so like you're down that rabbit hole for sure.
Yeah, no, there definitely is. They haven't gotten to anyone from like like any of the Waco stuff. I think did they talk about Heaven's Gate? They might have talked about Heaven's Gate.
Okay.
That was a weird one. Do you know about that one?
I'm not familiar with that. And if I am, I just don't know it by the name.
It's the one that basically it was started by this dude from the South who moved out to California, and basically he convinced people that the mothership was coming on the tail end of a comet. And
I do remember this one. I do know what you're talking about now. Yeah. And he
Yeah.
had all those people believed, and they
yeah.
had to like die, right? So they can like
Yep.
be reborn or some. Yeah,
Yep.
I know what you're talking about.
They had to do that, and they all basically became these androgynous aliens is the only word I can really think of, where they had to give up any type of desires, wants, needs. They really just turned into robots.
Yeah,
but they all had the same weird haircut, and it was just all weird.
Yeah, I think the idea was like something like you have to leave like your human body behind, and then you'll like turn into some omnipotent being or something.
Yeah, you had to leave your vessel. That's
the vessel. This is my vessel. Yeah, man, I don't know. Like, it's just crazy to think that so many people could be like easily influenced, and it's still like such a thing. That's just crazy to me. I'm interested in the psychology behind it. Honestly, that's why I watch it, because it's just so far off.
That's my thing too. It's definitely like the one thing they talk about on that podcast is nobody joins a cult; they join a good thing. Right. So they find something about it that makes their life better, and then it just forms its own little beast, so to speak.
Yeah, like an obsession that just kind of slowly creeps in.
Yeah.
And then you don't know how bad it is until like it's completely taken over your life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly it.
It's crazy.
Let's go there. That's gonna go there. Ooh, I love when things go together so pretty, almost so pretty. Oh no, that moved. That's once again, it's Amy being impatient, not waiting for things to dry.
Do you have some of that Insta set?
I have. Well, for me, it's paint. It's not so much that, but no, I use the Tamiya extra thin cement. Oh, okay. But even then, I get impatient with that. Because I'm like, no, this must fit together now.
Yeah.
But there we go. That looks prettier. Okay. I'm just gonna let it sit, because there's still parts of this pink that are sticky, and I don't really care because again, it's being covered in fur.
Yes. It's being covered in fur. If I have to send you a little reminder, like, stop it, it's being covered in fur, I'm gonna have to do that right now.
Just a reminder, this is being covered in fur.
Yes.
I think though the wheels are definitely going to be glitter. All the glitter. They're going to be glittered, and they're going to be beautiful. The seat's definitely going to be fur. Handlebars are going to be glittered, and then I think everything else. I think it's just going to be a lot of glitter. It's going to be a lot of glitter and a lot of fur, and it's going to look like a beautiful Eastery Muppet.
It's going to look amazing. I can't wait to see how it turns out.
I'm glad you think it's going to be amazing. I am scared to death.
You got to jump in, right? Like, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do.
And even if it's a total abomination, like, it's still awesome.
Nothing is going to ever be worse than the first kit I ever built, besides the cup noodle model. The first glue bomb that I've ever built, nothing can be worse than that. Right. That was my what is it? It's a Honda Super Hawk, and MPC makes it, and it is a piece of garbage. And I remember starting to build it, and just pieces weren't fitting together. Everything was warped, and I sat here at my bench. I'm like, all right, I don't, these instructions are horrible. You know what? I'm just going to go online. So I found a guy on YouTube, and I don't remember his name, but he's a builder and he does very, very good work. And he had a review of that kit. And about 5 minutes into the video, he said, this kit broke me. It just broke me down. And I was like, you know what? I don't feel so bad now. I feel like my sadness has just been validated. So I'm good.
It was. That's crazy that another modeler like out there was actually like, this is the kit that broke me, and it's the exact kit that's been like under your skin. That's wild.
Yep. And then when I went back to my local hobby shop and I saw that they restocked, because they only keep one of like every kit on the shelf and then they just reorder another one.
Right.
And I went over to the guy and I'm like, why is this back on the shelf? Well, we had to reorder it because you bought it. I'm like, why? Do you have any idea how much of a piece of garbage this is?
Like,
I don't want someone else.
Employee.
I was like, I don't want someone else to fall into this trap. You don't get it.
Sir, you don't know what they're doing here. Like
you really have no idea. This was just such a glue bomb. And I remember posting it in Joe's group and going, all right, here's my first model. It's complete crap. Here you go.
It's complete crap, and here it is, a finished product.
Yeah.
You'll fall off, you know.
You know, kind of. Hold on, I'll show it to you. It's
oh Lord, here we go. Look out now.
Hold on. It's got a little dust on it. Little dust that just wants to get in my face. So here's my glue bomb. I can't. It's god awful. You can see it up in the camera up there. Hold on, let me figure out where the lens is. There we go.
Glue?
I will tell you that everything around the front wheel has probably about 60 layers of glue on it. Everything let's see. I think the kickstand fell off of it, so you know that worked. And then everything over here is barely hanging on by a thread because none of it fit right. Parts that were supposed look underneath.
Just I know. That's why I was like, oh Lord have mercy. I ain't never seen that much glue on a model.
This is
at least it's on the bottom.
This is just crap. It's absolute crap, and everything was just so warped, and I didn't know how to fix it, and I didn't think to ask. I thought, okay, it's warped. I got to just roll with this, and I should have asked more like, what do you do when the exhaust is just going like that? Like, wait, what are you supposed to do with that?
Yeah.
So I just kind of rolled with it and just finished it, and then I cried.
Have you brought it to any shows and just kind of like stood on the sidelines just to hear you people walking by, oh, holy crap, that's a lot of glue. I don't know, you're just standing there like, oh, that piece of crap, that's not mine. Like
MPC stands for major piece of crap. That's what it is. No, to be honest with you, I haven't actually attended any model shows over here yet. I've attended one over in the UK, but no, I haven't done any model shows yet. I prefer to kind of just do this kind of stuff and
not like put the pressure on like high stakes like
yeah, basically.
Oh
basically.
My goodness.
Let's see. You did build a motorcycle for my JV last year, this year. I've built a couple of bikes. I glued that one together, which really I could have just taken all the parts and put them in like a Ziploc with some Loctite and then just shaken it, and I probably would have come up with a better bike. I do have somewhere, I don't know where it is right now. I built another Honda, but that was a Tamiya kit because I needed to treat myself better. So
just treat yourself, huh? When you buy those Tamiya kits, you're like, oh, let's treat myself today.
I'm gonna show myself that I'm worth something. And then wait for it. Then I've got my monkey. Now this was a cute build. Really, really easy, super cute.
That's awesome. Is that Maya?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. This one I bought overseas, and I probably paid too much for it. But I liked it. It was cute. It was little.
Right.
For me. But yeah, I haven't built a bike since. I don't think I have any more. Oh well, I have this one that I'm working on now. Dirt.
Yeah, I was gonna say, except for your new creation, which will be awesome.
Pink monster. So
the Muppet-mobile.
Muppet-mobile. Yeah, we're gonna call her Tammy. She's gonna be named Tammy. So. All right. Well, we have reached the 90-minute mark, and I definitely, yes, Cliff. I am going to. I'm hoping to get to NNL East later. I think it's later this month. So I'm just kind of living life day by day right now. So I don't know what's going to happen, but as long as nothing catastrophic happens, yes, I will be at NNL East. Yeah. So. But yes, I have to go because I have to get a bunch of Easter stuff wrapped up, and I am. Okay. Well, yeah, I will. I don't think I didn't do it last year, Cliff. I did. Let me post that there. But this particular one I am doing for a different build off. I might have to try and. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do another one. But I'll message you separately about that one just to see if I have the time to build it. I've got 2 months to build this one, and I might need all of the time I can get. So, but anyways, we're gonna have to do this again.
Yeah, definitely. I had a lot of fun, and I got some stuff done in the process, so that's great.
I think I got something done. I don't know, but yeah, we'll figure it out. Craig, we're probably gonna do. We'll probably do this again. As long as I haven't scared anybody off.
We'll do this again, definitely.
All right, so yeah, we'll definitely do that. For those of you who have not subscribed or followed Scale Model Snail, please do. She's on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. That's actually where I found her. But apparently she knew of me already, which was creepy.
I was lurking in the shadows.
You were looking in the shadows. And for those of you that follow Scale Model Snail, if you want to deal with my weirdness, you can find me at Bunny Kitten Builds on all of those platforms as well. I think we are both. Are you at 1,000 followers yet on TikTok?
No.
We're striving for TikTok, so help us get followers. I think she is definitely further along though than I am. But I've just started doing the TikTok stuff. But yeah, please subscribe to us both. So thanks, Craig. I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll probably do this craziness again, and hopefully we'll get the technology back online faster than me futzing around going, how do I add things to this stuff? We'll figure it out. But it was fun, and it was nice to finally chat with you in person.
Yeah, in person. Yeah, no, I had a lot of fun too. I'm really glad, and I hope to do this again. So
yeah, we will. We will. But, all right, and thanks everyone for watching. We'll probably see you on our respective channels soon.
All right, bye.
Bye.